I guess welcome everyone. I guess before I begin, my name's Paul Thompson. I worked with Frank at Title First from 2000 and 2005 is when I came up here. Frank was with Title First. He started with us in 2003. Mark's here, Shelly's here, some other folks to represent the office. First thing I'd like to say is this is just a fantastic idea. This was absolutely great. I hear Charlie, you played a big role in that. Of course, Katie. And I think this is such a fitting tribute, for just somewhere to come out and remember Frank. I thought a long time about what was I going to say, what am I going to do, and took a couple notes. I think the best way to start is, what was Frank like at the office? I know a lot of you got to see him here at the courthouse, and I'd love to hear the stories of Frank at the courthouse. And Mark, Shelley, and I got to see Frank in the office. He came in and worked with us. He was an early bird. And really the best way probably to start with it, though, is what was Frank not at the office? Okay, so Frank really wasn't someone who enjoyed corporate motivation, whatever the flavor of the week was. If it was what seat are you on the bus, who moved the cheese, self-evaluations, different training things, maybe some marketing things. And I have a story that I've told a few times, some of you might have heard it, but when I first came up here, we were doing a marketing piece on who we are. And it was around a customer service campaign that the whole company was doing. And so they were taking all of our pictures, and they want every single person to have a quote about what's your customer service philosophy. And so it wasn't easy for any of us. And it had a due date, and due date came and went, and people from corporate were like, we still need you to turn that in. And I was waiting on Frank, maybe a couple other people. And so I'm like, okay, I'm new, but I got to get this in, So I called Frank in her office, and it's like, Frank, come on, you got to get me your customer service philosophy quote. And he goes, you'll get it when you get it. And I'm like, Frank, come on, man, it's me, we're buddies, come on, this isn't just about corporate. And he's like, no, that's my customer service quote. You'll get it when you get it. So, needless to say, we cleaned it up a little bit, and it was something kind of, if you read into it, if I recall, it maybe kind of said that, but that was something Frank really wasn't. He also wasn't a big fan of all corporate teleconferences. Get everybody on, we have a long call, and this is something Shelley brought up today. He didn't have a lot of tolerance for that. Everyone sit on one call for an hour. He had his schedule. And so he just, I don't know if that's hard to believe, but that was something Frank wasn't. But what I do have is that I've got a list of what Frank was. And what I really want to start with, and what a lot of folks here know, Frank was a damn good title surgeon. So Frank started with Title First in 2003. We racked our brains. We never had a claim from Frank. Nothing. We've had other issues here, other issues there. Not one single claim. Tens of thousands of searches, updates for all the Ryan homes that are around here, all the other things. Not one single claim. So he was a really good searcher. Probably more important, definitely more important, Frank was a good friend. He was a good friend to all of us. One of the things that Frank did from day one, I remember. So he had his routine, another thing that Mark and Shell brought up. He was an early bird. He would get there, he was always there before I was. He would take his plain dealer, and he would go through the whole plain dealer. But the days that he started in the office, he knew I liked the sports page. So I would walk into the sports page. He knew Kim, who couldn't be here, loved the puzzles. And so Kim would have the puzzles. And it wasn't just the paper. Anything like that he had that, that he thought would make a difference, nobody asked him to do it. He just did it. Another just little story. He was good about wanting to kind of show you how to fit in. And so when I came up here, I'm originally from rural Southeast Ohio, spent some time in Kentucky, grew up a Reds fan, which of course with Frank's childhood in Cincinnati, we had that to talk about. But he's like, Paul, that's not going to cut it. It's got to be, you need to learn about the Indians, you need to learn the history, you got, so we had those discussions all the time. But just as a kind little thing to kind of help me fit in, it was within weeks of me starting up here. I had a birthday. Frank went around to everybody in the office, took up a collection, and got me a Cleveland Indians jacket. And I still have the Cleveland Indians jacket. I was thinking about wearing it, but my wife said, no, not today. But that was just so nice. That was just something so nice. He took me to the train station, kind of teach me a little bit about some non-work things, but that meant a lot to me. He took me to his mom's for dinner, and so just this was before my family came up, and I was by myself up here, just trying to figure my way. And Frank was just somebody to kind of grab me and say, "This is the way. This is how we do things." What else? Frank did not like girly pizzas, as he called it. No pineapple on pizza. He was a good Italian. Don't tarnish the perfect ground of taking a good Italian delicacy and turning it into Hawaiian or something like that. There's room for that with other things. Don't mess with my pizza. He just had all kind of little sayings. There are too many to go in, from the or this or that, just little things that would just were distinctly Frank. Frank spent a lot of time with each of us, sitting, talking, the kids, the baseball, the sports. I mean, you name it. He really did brighten up the office with those things. And I guess what I want to sum up with is, and it's something my mom has always said, is that, if you look through your whole life, you really are lucky if you have 5 good friends. 5 good friends. And Frank was one of those 5 good friends. And I think he was probably one of those 5 good friends to more than just me. And, that's just something that I'm going to miss. Work's not as bright as it was. He's missed every day. We talk about him all the time, and it's good that he'll be remembered. He's going to stick with us for the rest of our life. We should try to smile about it. Can't wait till the Browns finally win a Super Bowl, because I know everybody's going to think about that. And I just appreciate you all letting me have a few moments to talk. On behalf of Mark and Shelley, Frank was a great coworker. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have to read mine because I've read it 1,000 times and I still cry, so I'm just gonna read it. I want to thank everybody for being here. A special thanks to the commissioners for allowing the bench to be placed here. Also to PW Title, Mike and Jenny, Dee, Gina, Charlie, Ryan. Charlie again for being the middleman and getting the ball rolling for the bench. Paul, Lisa, and the Title First employees. Billy and Ginger. John and Megan Ross, Sue Reinhardt, and all of Frank's colleagues who made generous donations towards the bench. When we live our lives, we collect things. Frank collected a few things. He collected wives, Three Stooges paraphernalia, all things Browns, and everywhere he went, he got a Christmas ornament that represented the places we visited. Also, throughout our lives, we collect friends. I've heard so many stories about a lot of you, but I have to be honest, most of his stories were about Marky and his shenanigans. Because you either liked Frank or you didn't, and because there was no gray area whether he liked you or he didn't, once he was your friend, he was loyal. He had many lifelong friends that he kept in contact with on a regular basis. He would spend no less than an hour Thanksgiving and Christmas mornings texting and receiving holiday greetings. When we die, we leave things to the ones we love. He left us with many great fun memories. Most of the stories and memories he's had surely has involved a little bit of this and a little bit of that. He left me with all of his Three Stooges paraphernalia, all of his Brown stuff, a reminder of all the places we went together, and a knowledge that even on Sundays he loved me with all his heart. The biggest blessing he left me with is all of you, his friends. I don't even have words to describe how grateful I am for the love you showed him and I when he was sick, and the support that still continues to come my way from all of you. I hope you use Frank's buddy bench to sit and remember his stories, his eye rolls, and that